On this episode of Carnage, we're at Heathcote Park Raceway with Turbo Taxi.
It has been over 4 years since we've raced the Turbo Taxi. That's right, over 4 years. It is the OG Carnage car. It is the car we bought 6.5 years ago to run 10s on LPG, and we have still not managed that. We have run 11.01, but never run a 10, and hopefully today is the day that we're going to fix that. So if you watched last week's video, you'll see that we had the car on the dyno at tunnel vision, and it made 576 horsepower at the wheels. Now we're wondering about what was going on. We weren't getting the full power out of it. We found it had a boost leak, so we found the boost leak, solved the boost leak, and it has a lot more boost now, which means it has a lot more power as well. A lot more power than 576 at the wheels. We don't know what it is, but we know it is a safe tune at the moment. We know there's all sorts of protections in there. Jason has got us protections up the wazoo. Today is a nice temperature. We've been waiting all winter for nice days like this because running LPG in the cold is really dancing with death. So we're going to run it here in the sun, in the heat, get plenty of pressure in there, and hopefully run a 10-second pass. That's all we need to do today. We run a 10-second pass, and I think we're right to go. After that, we can pull out all the LPG stuff, put E85 on it, and maybe go for 9s. But let's run a 10-second pass first. We're out here. I'm out here by myself at the moment, so a lot of fixed camera stuff. We'll have some help later on. But yeah, the plan is go out there, run a pass, hopefully it's a 10, and from there, it's all gravy.
Right, so we're getting ready for our first run in Turbo Taxi. The first run in a long time. Like I said before, we haven't raced this in over 4 years. It's been a long time. So hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully we get that 10-second pass. But I've got to relearn how to do this. I can't remember how to do this again. It's been so long. I think I've got to use the handbrake and performance drive and then boost. I don't know, man. I'm used to the old trans brake. Just bop, 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 and off we go. Taxi's a little bit harder than that. We'll see how we go. Wow, that's been a while.
Very nice power there for Scotty and Turbo Taxi.
Alright, just had to take the edge off the tyres. And here we go.
Smoke coming out the exhaust.
Yeah, I think a head gasket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll see if it starts. No. Okay.
Just got to give it a push around the corner.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, it's in neutral now.
He thinks he's done a head gasket.
So So that's it, guys. Turbo Taxi is done for the day and, well, done for the weekend. I am pretty confident she's done a head gasket, but we'll confirm that when we get back to the Carnage workshop. I did have a brief look at the data log, and we saw 29 pounds of boost on that run, at least. And when I say at least, because I'm pretty sure that the data log only reads up to 29 psi before you do the NSP upgrade, which we have not done to this ECU. So, yeah. So who knows how much boost it actually was running. But anyway, looks like it's popped a head gasket. We'll take it back to the workshop. We'll try and sort it out. It ran an 11.6 at 106 mile an hour, so it rolled across the line at 106 and rolled across for 11.6. It was probably going to run a 10. It probably, yeah, I reckon that could have been it. One and done, as they say. Well, it's one and done in the wrong way. Anyway, I'm here by myself. I'm going to load this thing up and take it home, and I think it might be beer o'clock after that. Alright, we'll get it back to the shop. We'll see what's what.
So here we are back in the Carnage workshop with a dead taxi. How dead is it? Not sure. It doesn't run at the moment, won't start, but which I wonder if it is more than a head gasket. At the track, I thought head gasket, it made that very head gasket sort of noise that cars make. You remember, I've been filming cars at drag strips for a long time, and they make a very particular sound when they do a head gasket. And that's the sound that I kind of heard when we were on the track. Was it a head gasket? Don't know. I've been talking to Jason at Tunnel Vision and even Zane at Max Performance, and they're thinking maybe a split bore, which would be catastrophic for the engine. That would be terrible, and it is something that is becoming more common with Barra builds. As you pump a lot of boost into them, if you don't sonic test the block and make sure the block is good to go before you even build the engine, you are dicing with death when it comes to Barra blocks, because there are a lot of thin wall blocks out there. Not all blocks are the same, and certainly anyone who's building Barras these days is sonic testing the blocks before they even start. And I'll tell you what, a lot of them are hitting the bin before things even get underway, which means, you know, everyone keeps thinking there's a million Barra engines out there, and maybe there was, but there isn't anymore, and certainly ones that can handle high boost are getting thin on the ground. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to pop the cover off, pop the coils, the plugs out, have a look at what the plugs look like, and then we're going to stick a camera down the bores and see what's what. Hopefully it's not all bad, but I think the engine's going to have to come out regardless, because at a minimum, it's a head gasket, which means head off in the car, and the head and the front covers all integrated. So you got to pull the front cover off, so balancer, front cover, all that, head off, manifolds off, which is such a massive job on this engine that it is actually just easier to pull the engine and do it all out on a stand. But anyway, let's have a look, see what we can work out, do a bit of an autopsy right now, and see where we need to move forward with. And let's get started. Where's my little ProFlow spanner? Just the stubby. A little bit of contamination in the oil, but not as bad as I would have thought. Bit of milkiness there. Plug's looking pretty dark, doesn't look great. Dark and wet. Let's see what the next one looks like. Usually 5 and 6 are the bad ones, although 4 does come into play sometimes. But if it's a split bore, it could be anything. Split bores break the rules. Okay, that one looks a lot drier. Actually, oh yeah, wow. I just realised that plug is hammered. No porcelain. I really don't know what causes that. But yeah, there's certainly the porcelain has broken away. Who knows where that's gone, but yeah, that is not a good look. All right, we'll keep going. So that was number 6. Okay. That is not a spark plug. Yeah, so porcelain is broken and plug has melted away. That's not good. So that was number 4. Yay. Okay. Okay. Porcelain stuffed. So that's number 3. So we've got 3 bad plugs there so far. It's not great. So I'm guessing it has definitely had a lean out or overboost, kind of combination of both probably, which is always a thing with LPG. That plug is actually pretty good. Not that we're going to reuse it. Number 2 is fine. And it's definitely more than a plug issue. I mean, obviously we had an exhaust full of steam, so yep. And number 1 porcelain is also gone. 4 out of 6, the plugs are stuffed. Not a good time. All right, I'm gonna go see the boys at Max Performance, see if we can get their little bore scope camera, and we'll stick it down and have a look and see if we've got pistons left in this thing. So we've borrowed this little bore scope camera from Zane and the boys at Max Performance. So I'll stick it down a bore. I'll stick it down number 1 first and have a quick, whoops, let's go down through the plug hole. Alright, let's get it into there. Wow, so you can see the valves are open there. Gives a pretty good view, but anyway, let's go down the next one. Right, so we're pistons down the bore. Now these bores should be both, whoops, pretty good. No real issues. Doesn't seem to be any damage to the top of those pistons. All right, so let's go to number 4, which was our problem child. So I might have to wind the engine over and send the piston down the bore a bit. But this is the one that had, well, you can see there's some coolant in the bore. It was also missing the tip off the old spark plug. But doesn't seem to be any damage to the top of the piston. Doesn't seem to have eaten away the top of the piston at all. So that's how we adjust the old Camerooni. Little thumb wheel, pulls it left and right. That's handy. That sounded interesting. All right, we'll see where it's at. Whew, LPG. Whew, that stinks. That doesn't look good. I don't know what that is, but it does not look good. Oh, that's the porcelain from the spark plug, I reckon. Wow, there's a lot of coolant in that bore too. What is that? That does not look good. Right there. Right, see if that get number 4 down the bore a bit. See that line in the bore there? Horizontal, I don't know. That does not look like it's a good thing because it's in none of the others. I don't know if that's a split or not. Usually splits are vertical, but yeah. Well, things are not great. While the scope's not giving us a definitive answer, we're definitely seeing a material there that shouldn't be in the bore, like what was in number 5. Lots of moisture in number 4 and number 6. We've obviously lost a lot of porcelains off plugs. We've lost the tip off a plug. None of that is great. And I think we definitely need to pull this engine out and have a good look at it. So we need to pull the engine, pull the head, have a look at it, see what is going on in those bores. But none of that's going to happen today. So I guess you're going to see all that on a future episode of Carnage.